Hello and welcome to Icons of the UAE. Today on the show, we meet a revolutionary who changed the face of medical insurance here in the UAE for blue-collar workers. A man who introduced cost-effective, comprehensive and affordable healthcare in this part of the region, which has now reached over 8 million people. Please welcome the chairman of Fatima Healthcare Group, Dr. KP Hussain.
We see that how we can bring the social values to everyone. I'm born in Ooty in Tamil Nadu. I studied there. So I came here with ambition, 1990. And after coming here, the license formality took a long time. So that 2 years, what I am today sitting with you. I got chance in Iranian hospital to work. Around 26 clinics until 2008. Later, I started my own clinic. I've done almost 150 education program for the doctors. My challenge was at point of time, my clinics. I used to see a lot of the weaker sector, like blue collars. When they come, their issue is they cannot pay the medicine expensive here. From the doctor to business level, it is not as a business I went. It's a social reason that I thought I should do some contribution because that's the purpose I came. I got an opportunity to explore other than the medical person. I thank God. What I dreamt at that point of time, I made it.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Sir, first up, the question is about your journey, where it all started for you.
I'm born in Ooty in Tamil Nadu, and then I studied there, and my schooling as well as medical school and all, there it is. And then I practiced almost 4.5 years. Although I'm from Kerala, okay, like every Keralite, if you ask me last 5 decades, they've been coming here. Similarly, that arrived in my home also, it's like, I have to move on. So I came here with ambition. We're all a reasonable family where we are able to mobilize our own. But again, the purpose of coming here is that to make something in back home. I came here year 1990. And then, I started practicing here. It's not just like happened. I have to undergo the license program as well as prior to my medical practice, although I practice in a missionary hospital in India, and after coming here, the license formality took a long time. I have to wait for 2 years. So that 2 years, what I am today sitting with you. I looked into my journey here in 1990 and 91, 92. I got an opportunity to explore other than the medical person. So it's as it is, it's not easy. Once you are not getting license, you want to be here. And the purpose of your visit here is definitely, it's valuable. And I thank God. What I dreamt at that point of time, I made it, so that, that's the journey. Then I started working in a various level of understanding economically, as well as socially, and the trade-wise. This is for a doctor to get this exposure is not easy. So it is a situation made me to be a part of my brother company here. They used to produce the Chamber of Commerce business directory. So I got an opportunity to meet many eminent personality in 2 years for this Chamber of Commerce. So I got a good opportunity to know what is happening in Dubai.
Okay. So as a doctor, you have to have a very different skill set. But as a business owner, you need to have something completely different. Where did you realize that you have both?
When I came here, the situationally I have to go other than the practitioner.
Right.
What made me to see that, much more is there. So then I thought, my professional is because I liked it, the way I studied, with struggle only as a doctor title. And the purpose of coming here, those days, in the 90s, still it is, many of our states need a lot of support, social values to create. And what we call it in those days, because I'm part of the many discussion panels. Then we see that, how we can bring the social values to everyone.
Correct.
So the equality is maybe one of the reason I thought I should come here and then I should contribute. So that this is a rich country as it's coming up. And after coming here, I learned a lot. And then from the practice side too, it is an opportunity because I liked it. That is what I am doctor. So when I got the license here, we went on a practicing and then one clinic to another clinic, and it went on definitely until 2008. I got around 26 clinics. My challenge was, that point of time, my clinics, I used to see a lot of, the weaker sector, like blue collars. When they come, their issue is they cannot pay, the medicine expensive here, and treatment is also expensive here. So that, the affordability is the challenge. So I started looking into, how we are able to, because, as a part of, the first 2 years, a good education made me to go and meet the people. So from the doctor to business level, it is not as a business I went. It's a social reason that I thought I should do some contribution because that's the purpose I came here. When I do it, I know that the result will be in a positive. And there are people here with family, with chronic ailment, you name it, diabetes, hypertension, all these things. And something, like heart attack, various level of affordability is the challenge. Then I thought, these people need some relief. So while practicing, the research went on, the study went on, and then I came and I talked to some of my known people in the government side. They liked it what I said. I said, I am able to reduce the premium what you can pay than what you are paying now to the higher category employees. Why not this lower category or low income group? And I went on deep study. You name it, I went on each and every line by line what is insurance. And then that 4 years given me a clarity. Yes, I can be a part of a middle person who can connect the companies, corporates, and to the provider by way of pulling the insurance company. So after many research, I have come to the point I can make it with 600 dirhams if everybody is coming into.
This is very, very interesting. I want to continue this conversation, but right after this short break. Stay tuned. This is Icons of the UAE. Welcome back after the break. This is Icons of the UAE, and now in this segment, we're going to get to know the support system of Dr. KP Hussain. Anuraj, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tell me, how are you associated with him?
I'm working with Dr. Hussain and associated with Fatima Healthcare Group for the past 17 years. When I joined Fatima Healthcare Group, we only had around 25 medical providers under our network panel. But now as the years went, today we have around 3,600 medical providers that consist of hospitals, medical centers, polyclinics, pharmacies. And these medical providers, they serve our card holders.
So, before going into the break, you were telling us about your insurance program and research. Tell me, when did that get accepted and implemented?
2014, the Dubai government, although prior to that there was a lot of, consultation went on with the Dubai Health Authority, even including 2008, I'm part of that. So, what happened, it is, there is a situation where arrived the medical facility provided by all these people, that as a population is increasing, it's not possible, and then corporates are coming here, and like any other country, that to be taken care by either it is the corporate or they have to find their own way. In a situation where it is really demanding and medical security, 2014, I'm able to present my data. So the data was a reasonably good data because as we worked on year by year, so the consultation took place and we qualified. This small premium can enough to cater the population, provided that every person is coming. So my concept, how it is succeeded, because the government has come forward providing and asking the compulsory insurance by the way of all this corporate. The corporate challenge is what it is, how they can pay 4,000, 5,000. They cannot pay per person. So I made it 600 dirham. I practiced and the data was matured. So they accepted me as one of the consultants with my data, which has helped them to while implementing the compulsory insurance.
As I understand, you were also a part of this time, this phase in Dr. KP Hussain's life. Tell me, what was your opinion as a third person, as a point of view?
I've seen Dr. Hussain working so hard because it was not so difficult when the Dubai Basic Insurance was introduced, because Dr. Hussain was practicing it since 2000 or 1997. So in 2015 or 2013 was when Dubai Health Authority approached him, and I saw them having several meetings, rounds of meetings in our office, where it was not too difficult because we already had the data with us, and the data was given to the Dubai Health Authority, and Dr. Hussain was the consultant. So he just gave what we practiced for the past so many years. So it was very easy. So this is what I saw, and I was so proud to witness where DHA gave him that appreciation, because he was one of the main consultant in helping them to develop this scheme, due to which today so many people, or entire Dubai or entire UAE is now having this mandatory medical insurance scheme.
You mentioned that you brought the premium down to 600. How did that happen?
Yeah, based on our research, the one is the treatment is required. Anybody, whether it is a rich man or poor man, is not the, when you go to the doctor with your ailment, let's say you are having a bacterial infection or viral infection or other cardiac surgery, surgeons or the physicians will do their job. Whatever the service fee will be, they will be asking. But the concept here it is, when I did as a consultancy with Dubai Health Authority, we made a compulsory. So if you do it for 40 people, then the 40 people alone, you don't know how many of them or what are the diseases will come, and then the cost will be. Now the whole population we are able to mobilize, thereby the minimum that's 600, what is complementing in financially, not the treatment. Treatment is the same. Whenever the patient need, you'll have to go to any consultant or any surgery or any emergency. This is all covered, and there is a cost. But the cost is that, you think of the whole population when it comes, we are talking about a multi-billion. So this is we made it as in one box and delivering its need-based.
So what is the biggest quality that sets him apart?
There are so many or several traits that sets Dr. Hussain apart. What I have noticed for the past 17 years is his dedication, his hard work, his perseverance. If he thinks about doing or achieving something, hook and crook, he will do it. And it motivates all of us not to sit idle, but to go along with him, because he has a intention of reaching his goal. So we all are also motivated and we go along with him. So this is what, and these few adjectives are not enough to describe who he is. There are so many qualities in him.
Fantastic. We wish you all the very best for the future as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now it's time for us to call the support system number 2, Miss Rajni, on the show. So how are you doing today?
Thank you very much. Doing great.
Tell me about your association with Dr. Hussain.
I've been associated with Dr. Hussain last 5 years, and I'm currently holding the position of a business support manager and as his personal assistant. And currently, the work that I handle is more into patient care services, because his vision is to support the patients both in UAE and outside UAE. So me as a business support manager, we provide home country services like the treatments to patients, and thereby somebody wants to go to their home country and avail a treatment, we assist them we provide end-to-end services by getting them admitted to the hospital, getting the treatment done, we settle the bills, so it is handled on direct billing basis, and then we also ensure that the patient returns back to UAE safe and sound.
Rajni, what is that one thing that you admire the most about Dr. Hussain?
Yeah, what I admire the most is he's a visionary leader, and secondly, being a great boss. I've been in UAE last 20 years, and I've worked with 3 different corporates. But when I started working with FMC, I've seen a different world altogether, wherein Dr. Hussain is personally involved at all levels of management. It's more like an institution where he goes in depth into the subject and to teach the people, to teach the staff, and he sees that he starts empowering the staff to take them to the next level. So, you know, I really admire him as a great boss.
Not only a boss, he's like a mentor as well.
Mentor, yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. It was actually a pleasure to speak to you today. Thank you so much.
And same here. Thank you. Same.
We'll take a quick break and be back on Icons of the UAE. Welcome back after the break. On Icons of the UAE, we will get to know Dr. Hussain a little more closely. So what do you do to unwind? Apart from your work, what is it that you do to chill?
Whenever I get the time, I go along with my family. You know, they may disagree, but again, I make sure it is, you know, I reach them in every best part of it, you know, myself. And then if you ask me that how do I spend, it's most of the things I watch TV and definitely I read some books. You know, it's not very, you know, kind of that book reading person, but again, early days, yes, you know, the knowledge is very, very important. Mostly the leaders' books, you know, are fascinated and I read that.
Fantastic.
And then spending a bit time, you know, if you ask me, it's a hard work, it's not easy.
Let me quickly move on to the rapid fire. Okay, the first question for you in the rapid fire is, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night out.
Night owl.
Yeah.
Okay, the second question, are you a book person or a movies person?
Both.
Both?
Both.
Which is your favorite book?
You know, as, you know, any leaders, you know, their autobiography is most of the things which is attracting, other than you name it a medical book and other things. But again, definitely each leaders, they give us a lot of information.
Correct.
It gets attacked.
Okay, one hobby that you enjoy the most outside of work?
It's just, you know, going with sometimes, you know, my family.
In one word, explain your leadership style.
It's what I studied from my parents, what I noticed from some of the quotations. You know, still if you ask me, in Tamil I studied, you know, if I say it and then I'll explain you in English. Karka, kasarada, katravai, katrabin, nirka adarkata. This is very deep root Tamil. What is it says? You learn properly, understand that meaning, and when you understand that meaning, act accordingly and stand accordingly. So this is a, you know, a very good, beautiful. So I try to practice this.
Fantastic. Now tell me, what is it that you do for the society as you have achieved so much? Are you doing anything to give back?
That's the purpose I came here. You know, I can tell you now, sitting here, working here, I can say that the 55, you know, family, they are happily staying in their homes and donated by us, watched by our team. And we made it especially that the woman who is in trouble based on, you know, sometimes, you know, the marital status, when it changes, they have to look after the children and they don't have a job and all. We normally help them and to bring them. So far, I have done 55 homes. And if you ask me, the medical treatment purpose, we have done 14 districts in Kerala. Every district, you know, we have a general medical hospitals, and all this hospital we facilitated dialysis centers, so that now 65,000 people are benefited every year. And we have one cancer center in Calicut. It's running almost 1,000 patients are coming there. Recently we started, you know, the Kerala Institute of Neuro, you know, rehabilitation. We purchased a 7-acre land. You know, this is going to be one of the role model for, in India, especially when you go to the Europe, you see that, you know, there's especially abled people. Every bits and pieces of, you go to the restaurant, you go to the cinema theater, you go to the mall, everywhere it is marked for the specially abled people. So our aim is to make an institute where it will be supplied all over Kerala first, then later to be all India. This is what we are doing it. It's much more than that, you know. It's a way of God permitted me. The Almighty, blessed me. So I can say that, to give it back in our society. That is the purpose I came here.
Lastly, what is that one advice you'd like to give to the young ones who are trying to make it big in this country?
Yeah, the experience of mine is its example. So it's not easy. And then when you concentrate, whether it is you are a administrator, job seeking person, or it is an entrepreneur, both way you need, the perseverance. You get initially lot of irritations, and then the surroundings may not help you, but again you continue with the same. But again, when you prepare, you should concentrate what you want and then get clear. And when you get cleared, concentrate until you get it. We all say that, you try and then finally you say that, I couldn't. That moment you further take little more energy, little more time to continue with the same what you expected, then definitely success is there. So I can tell you, the success never comes to you just like that with luck, with your hard work only. And that's what everybody, if you name it, for me, I didn't reach to this level. With hard work only I reached.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so with this, we have come to the end of yet another inspiring episode. Don't forget to join us next week as we continue to bring you these superlative stories. For now, this is me, Shruti, signing off from Icons of the UAE. You stay inspired, stay iconic.
This tradition of giving back, which is quite remarkable even in that video. Where does it come from? Where does this spirit that you've got to give back to society when you're building a business like you've done?
First of all, thank you for India Today, and especially I admire your content, and especially the India Today. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think it comes from the home. My parents is my role model, and the situation today I am here and receiving this honorable award. It's basically when I came here, I saw this as not only a practitioner, but again I've seen there are people, blue collars, not given an equality. When I see that, in my clinics, the patient comes, but majority of the population here, the low income salary, that point of time, they're not given a priority, or it is a medical security. By seeing them and witnessing them, I thought, I should work for them. And I joined hand to hand and doing the research work other than my practice or gaining money. It's all like, I can say that, it comes from my parents, especially my mother. So I worked hard and to understand the medical insurance and the medical fraternity where they supported me. And then the corporates, they were not accepting the concept, because it used to be high premium to bring down to 25% of that premium to the people where it's almost impossible that time. But again, how to give to our Indian community, I used to see many of them are 800 dirham and 1000 dirhams salary people. My purpose is always I fit into social values. So that social values what made me to think about them and to bring them the equality. This country is always wonderful country. They always see that the equality, whether it is rich or poor. So I made it that way, how to penetrate and involving and influencing them. It's not easy, it's just a word you can just say here. But again, it's hard work. But again, today I think with my concept, out of nearing the 10 million population here, 8 million people are benefited this insurance concept with a small premium. That is the one thing what I did. And everything, it's like a blessing of Allah. And this country, especially the rulers here, their support, their visionary, and then they adopt us. That's the most important thing, when you take back to India today, especially. Because that opportunity what they have given us, we made it money, and we give back to our fellow members in India.
Since you all come from the same state, I'm going to ask Dr. Tharoor to start changing the way governments function in Kerala to encourage people like you to do it there. You've got to do that, Doctor.
Absolutely. You're setting my political agenda for the next few years. Thank you, Rajan. But I must say, this is like providing insurance and healthcare at the same time. It's an amazing concept. Congratulations.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. Big round of applause, please.